Hello again. It's Sunday, and I hope you're having a wonderful weekend, the end and cap off to your Holy Week. Now, as promised yesterday, we will continue the story by Melody Cardenas, The Open Tomb. Let's listen together and enjoy. Children, enjoy this story.
Hello everyone, happy Sabbath. So last week we talked a little bit about Mary Magdalene and how she had anointed Jesus' head with some expensive perfume and how she had, in a sense, prepared Jesus for the burial that was to come to him. And that happened right before Passover. So during Passover, Jesus and his friends and his family went to Jerusalem just like they did every year. But this year was a little bit different because this year there were people that were trying to kill him. And so they did everything they could to have him arrested and sent to trial and put to death. They took Jesus and they nailed his arms, his hands, and his feet on a cross. And he stayed there on the cross until he died. A darkness fell across the earth and everything went dark until Jesus took his last breath. And when Jesus died, Joseph of Arimathea came and took Jesus' body and he laid it in a tomb. A tomb is a place where they bury people after they die. And he took a large rock, a huge stone, and he covered the tomb. Now this is the story of Easter. Easter is when we talk about the wonderful miracle of how even though Jesus died on a cross and he was placed in a tomb, God his Father raised Jesus back to life. So early Sunday morning, 3 women, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of Jesus, and their friend Solomon, were on their way to the tomb carrying spices, and they were going to prepare Jesus' body and anoint his body. And as they walked towards the tomb, they remembered the heavy stone that had been placed on the mouth of the tomb. And they thought, who's going to move that heavy stone for us? How are we going to get it out of the way? They thought that as they walked there. As they became closer and closer, they realized that the stone had been moved and that the tomb was empty. So they ran to the tomb, they got closer to it, and when they got to the entrance of the tomb, they saw that there was a young man dressed all in white. And he said, "Do not be afraid. The Jesus that you are looking for is not dead. He's alive. He's resurrected. Now go and tell his friends, the disciples, and Peter to go ahead to Galilee, and Jesus will meet them there just as he said he would." And when they heard what this man dressed in white had said, they became afraid. And so they left, and they walked quickly away from the tomb with Mary behind them. But Mary started to think, and she said, "Where is Jesus? Where is the one that I love, the one who said he would save us?" So she went back to the tomb, and when she got there, she saw that Jesus was standing there. A wonderful thing had happened. Jesus was alive. And when she got to the tomb, she ran to Jesus, and he spoke with her, and he told her, "Mary, do not be afraid. I am alive. Go and tell the disciples and Peter that I am going ahead to Galilee and that they should meet me there, just as I told them I would." And so Mary left, and she remembered what Jesus said to go and tell Peter and the disciples. And she went off to find her friends, to share the most wonderful news that the world has ever heard, is that Jesus died for us but he lived again. And that is the story of Easter.
And how is that for a wonderful story? Because he lives, we can all face tomorrow. Thanks so much for your time, and may God bless you this Sunday, and have a wonderful time at home and whatever you're doing. We all look forward to coming to church together soon and experiencing personal connection between each other. But until that moment, may God bless you. This is Pastor John from Living Stones in Sunland, Tonga, Seventh-day Adventist Churches. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.